6 reasons why you should pick Android over iPhone. Can't decide between Android and iPhone for your next device? Here are some good reasons why Google's platform is the best option. If you are in the market for a new phone, you might be on the fence about whether to choose an iOS or Android device. Considering that you do almost everything with your smartphone these days, it's vital to ensure that you're picking the right one when upgrading. After all, you'll likely use it every day for the next 2 years or more. If you're torn between the two and can't decide which way to go, here are some reasons to choose an Android phone over an iPhone. 6. You want more freedom, control, and customizations. Since Android is an open-source platform, it offers more freedom and customization options than iOS. You can customize almost anything on your Android device, from how your home screen looks to how you interact with your phone. For example, if you get bored with your Android home screen design, you can customize and change everything from the app icon size to their shapes and colors. You can download third-party launchers, app themes, and font packs to completely change the look and feel of your device. Do you want to use your favorite song as your ringtone? You can easily do that. Although Apple has made great strides in recent years to improve the customizable options on iOS by adding features like widgets or third-party keyboards, it still doesn't offer the same level of customization as Android. For the most part, you are stuck with default apps like Safari each time you click on a web link or Maps for directions. Furthermore, you can sideload apps on Android that are not available on the Google Play Store. This can be useful if you want to install an app not available in your country. However, it is worth mentioning that you might expose your device to malware when downloading apps from unknown sources. 5. You don't want to be locked into one ecosystem. An Apple Watch, iPhone, iPad, and a pair of AirPods. While Apple and Google offer a great selection of devices, apps, and services, Apple's ecosystem is much more closed off than Google's. This means that if you own an iPhone, you are more likely to buy other Apple products, such as a MacBook, iPad, or Apple Watch, and services like Apple Music, Apple Maps, and iCloud. Although most of these devices and services are great on their own, they complement each other and work in synergy to create a seamless user experience. So you will need to be ready to invest heavily in other Apple products if you choose an iPhone, as they are not cheap. On the other hand, Google's Android ecosystem is more open and diverse. For starters, Android is an open-source platform, which means that it can be used on devices from different manufacturers, such as Samsung, Sony, Xiaomi, and more. In addition, you are not locked into using Google services, so you can use other third-party apps and services if you prefer. 4. You own a Windows PC. If you own a Windows computer, you will find it much easier to sync your Android phone than an iPhone. For example, there are several ways to transfer files from Android to your Windows PC, including using a USB cable, Bluetooth, or cloud storage services. In addition to this, you can use tools like Microsoft's Phone Linked to sync your notifications and messages, and make calls from your PC. On the other hand, it's more challenging to sync an iPhone with a Windows PC. Except for images and videos, you would have to use iTunes to transfer files from your iPhone to a Windows PC, which is not as straightforward. 3. You want more storage options. A SIM and micro SD card tray. Your new smartphone will likely be your go-to device for almost everything, from taking pictures and videos to storing work documents, music files, and more. As a result, you will need enough storage space to accommodate all your needs. When it comes to storage options, many Android phones offer expandable storage via micro SD card slots, allowing you to easily add more storage space as needed without worrying about deleting files or apps to make room. iPhones, on the other hand, don't offer expandable storage. This means you'll have to pay a significant amount of money for extra storage upfront, and if you run out of space, you'll have to pay a monthly subscription for iCloud storage or delete files to create space. While we are on cloud storage, Apple only gives you 5 GB of free storage with iCloud, while Google gives you 15 GB of free cloud storage. What's more, you can use the Google Drive app on both platforms. There's no iCloud for Android app, although there are several workarounds to access iCloud on your Android phone. 2. One charger for all your devices. These days, almost all Android phones use the same charging cable and port, USB-C scratch, that nearly all your recent devices use USB-C, from your laptop and noise-canceling headsets to your external hard drive. Interestingly, even Apple's latest iPads and MacBooks use USB-C. This means that with a single cable, you can power all your devices without carrying a bunch of different chargers. It also allows faster charging speeds, with phones like the Vivo IQ07 able to get a full recharge in less than 30 minutes. What's more, if you damage or misplace your cable, it's easier to find a replacement at a lower price, since it is a more popular standard. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said about iPhones, at least at this time, as they still use Apple's proprietary Lightning cable. Worse still, Apple doesn't even include a charging brick in the box anymore, so you'll have to shell out extra money to get one. You want more options and features. A hand holding a Samsung Galaxy Fold. The first reason is that Android devices offer more options in terms of designs, sizes, colors, specs, and prices. If you have specific needs or wants, chances are there's an Android phone that will fit the bill. You can find relatively inexpensive, feature-packed Android phones with a near flagship-level experience, like the OnePlus Nord 2 5G or Pixel 5a 5G. On the other end of the spectrum, you have high-end devices with all the bells and whistles, like the Galaxy S22 Ultra and the Oppo Find X5 Pro. There are also more diverse form factors to choose from, like the Galaxy Z Flip and Fold series, which have foldable displays. You can also buy some top gaming smartphones. In addition to this, Android phones offer features like always-on display, reverse wireless charging, fingerprint scanners, headphone jacks, split-screen multitasking, and more that are not available on the iPhone. If you are happy with our service, please do not forget to leave a nice comments, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and hope to see you again in our next video. This is your favorite channel, The Top Tech, rolling out.